Today I'm going to teach you how to determine the solution set of algebra inequality. First, we will shift the algebra function on the right to the left. So if you see 1 subtract x subtract 2, we will subtract 2 divided by 3x subtract 9 less than 0. So we will combine these two algebra functions. So 1 will multiply 3x subtract 9, and 2 will multiply x subtract 2. So simplify whatever at the numerator. So if we simplify the numerator, we will get x subtract 5 divided by x subtract 2 multiply with 3x subtract 9 less than 0. So you see in this case, actually we have 3 critical values. So what are the 3 critical values? If we set x subtract 5 equals 0, so the first critical values will be x equals to 5. X subtract 2 equals 0, so another critical value will be x equals to 2. And we have 3x subtract 9 equals 0. So it means 3x equals to 9. So the third critical values will be x equals to 9 divided by 3, which is 3. So we have 3 critical values, 5, 2, and 3. So we are going to draw the diagram to determine the interval which fulfill the solution set of this algebra inequality. So we have 2, 3, and 5. So we will copy this, x subtract 5, x subtract 2, 3x subtract 9. If you observe this carefully, actually we have 4 intervals. Let's choose one value which is less than 2, for example 1. If you substitute 1 into this x subtract 5, so 1 subtract 5 you get negative 4. So obviously there's a negative sign here. If we substitute 1 here, x subtract 2, it means 1 subtract 2, negative 1, we get another negative sign. If we subtract 1 here, so 3 subtract 9, negative 6, another negative. If we combine these 3 signs, so we will have a negative here. We will repeat exactly the same thing for this interval between 2 to 3, 3 to 5, and greater than 5. For example, we choose 2.5 for this interval, we choose 4 for this interval, and then maybe we choose a 6 for this interval. If we continue all this process, we will get all these signs. So if you combine all these, negative, positive, negative, get positive, negative, positive, positive, negative, and then the combination of these 3 signs are actually positive. Now we want to answer this question, x subtract 5 divided by x subtract 2 multiply 3x subtract 9 less than 0. So if you look at this sign, less than 0, so in this case, we actually cannot choose x equals to 5 as answer, because 5 subtract 5, you will get 0, which not equal to less than 0. So in this case, it's very obvious that we cannot choose 5 as the answer, so I draw a round circle here at 5 to indicate we cannot choose 5 as the answer or endpoints of the interval letter. And for this x subtract 2 and 3x subtract 9, we cannot choose x equals to 2 and x equals to 3 as well. Why? Because we cannot divide something by 0, because 2 subtract 2 will be 0, 3 times 3 subtract 9 will be 0. So you cannot include 2 and 3 as the solution set as well. So draw a round circle to indicate. We don't include endpoints of 2, 3, and 5. But look at this sign. This sign means that less than 0. Another word, it means negative. So we will observe here how many actually did you see the interval that indicate negative? So it's here and here. So we have two solutions, the interval less than 2 and interval between 3 and 5. So how to write the interval solution? Because this part is less than 2, we will use negative infinity to 2. We don't include endpoint, so use open bracket. Another solution will be union wave between 3 and 5 but cannot include endpoint, so use open bracket as well. So this is the solution set of this algebra inequality.